So running a small business is not easy, and this is like the truth about my business. So I started this business in 2022. I officially got like my LLC in like August of 2023, but I started the business and the channel and everything in 2022, more so like October, around September, October 2022, because I love making soap. I started making soap in 2018 for my daughter because she had eczema. Sorry, my glasses are like shaded. It's because I was just outside. So they have the transitions, they shade. But yeah, so I started this in 2022, and I thought for some odd reason that like I was going to post a video on YouTube and go viral, and that just is not realistic at all. That did not. I think I got like 30 views, and that video been posted for almost 2 years. So that's not true. This is the ugly truth. Like it's not true. And I have to take responsibility for it because, you know, I haven't done everything that I needed to do to really push this business, but I have done a lot. I've invested a lot of money and a lot of time, and it's just it hasn't really been successful. I'm going to keep going because I'm not a quitter. That's just not my DNA. It's not my personality. But from like October 2022 to like August of 2023, I got like maybe 4 or 5 sales, and they were from my mother-in-law and 2 of her sisters, because I think my mother-in-law purchased twice and 2 of her sisters purchased once each, so 4 times. Oh, and then one of my friends from law school, so 5 people. So yeah, I had about 5 sales. I'll do like a more detailed video with like numbers and stuff, but I just wanted to come in here and like just tell y'all, like I had like 5 sales or so, and then I started getting more sales. This is just with my website and posted on YouTube. I had an Instagram, but Instagram don't like me, y'all. So I was posting, but not really. It's hard to get into Instagram. I don't understand it. But so I started doing markets. So like not farmers markets, because those are hard to get into, but I started doing like vendor craft markets, and those were a game changer because once I got into those, I started making sales, but not so much online sales, just making sales at those markets. So my goal was originally, which is always to make my vendor feedback. Now my goal is to make my vendor feedback plus the minimum wage for however many hours that I've been sitting there. So I think in Florida, the minimum wage is like, like $12, $13? Something like that. I haven't checked in a while, but something like that. So I started making a little bit of money once I started doing markets. So if you are in like the small business, arts and craft, whether it be soap or candles, doesn't have to be just skincare, but like reason work, whatever it is that you're doing, get into the markets, because for a while, that's probably where all your sales are going to come from. So then I joined TikTok in July of 2023, and I didn't start posting until like August of 2023. And then I got my 1,000 followers. I think it was like September 3rd. It took like a little under 30 days for me to get my 1,000 followers, which I was very impressed with that because it took over a year to get it on YouTube. So I was like, okay, TikTok is quick. So I got my 1,000 followers there, but I didn't get a sale from TikTok until January of 2024. And it was after I posted a video talking about how I had been on TikTok and haven't gotten any sales. So then like I got like maybe 3 sales from that video. And then since then, I will say that I average about 1 sale a month. And I'm being honest, like, because what happens is I'll go 2 or 3 months without sales at all. Then I'll just get like 2 or 3 sales in a month. So on average, this is about 1 sale a month. I decided maybe in like June of last year, that I wasn't going to continue to invest my money into the business. I wanted the business to start paying for some things. I still invest my money, but not as much as I was doing before, because it's draining. And it got to a point where I was spending more time on my soap business than on the actual job that pays me. And I'm like, well, that's the problem, because if I don't take the actual job that pays me seriously, then like, I'm not going to be able to fund this soap business. So when I started taking that a little more serious because of the nature of my job, I had to pull back from posting as much on social media. Because listen, like, editing is hard, which is why this video is not going to really be edited. It's just going to be just raw footage, because this is what I'm going to try to do. I'll still have like my soap making videos, which of course will be edited, and I am going to start doing like some self-care videos, and those will be edited. But like this, I'm going to also try to, because I want to post every day for 30 days. Yeah, we'll see how that works, because I got a lot of stuff going on right now. A lot of like serious like health issues, death in the family, like all of that going on right now. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay true to that, but I'm trying to be optimistic. So that's my goal, is to post 30 and 30. That's what I did with TikTok. I did 3 and 30. So for 30 days, and I did stick to that. For 30 days, I posted 3 videos a day. And that's why I was able to get my 1,000 followers in under a month. But you know, TikToks are a lot shorter than like YouTube, like the video. So it was kind of easier to post those. So what I'm planning to do is, on this channel, I'm going to have my soap making videos on Mondays. On Fridays, I'm going to have my self-care videos. And then like this Friday, y'all are in for a treat, because I did my first like comedic video. That will go with self-care too, because sometimes we just need to laugh, y'all. Because I need to laugh right now. So you guys will see that video tomorrow. I already have it edited and uploaded. It took a long time, but I really truly enjoyed doing that. So that will be edited and or not edited, it's already edited. That will be uploaded tomorrow, so you'll be able to catch that one. Hopefully it makes you laugh. But I want to, in 2025, take the business more seriously, in that I want to do more of like the legwork. Like the thing is that I don't mind making soap. I do that all the time. I haven't done it in a couple of weeks, but that I truly enjoy. It's the whole business side of things. I don't mind doing the videos. Editing the videos is a headache. And then, you know, it's also frustrating when you upload and then you get like, you know, 20, 30 views or whatever in the first day, if you're lucky. So all that stuff is frustrating too. And I wish I could just focus on making the soap and teaching others how to make soap, and then have like somebody else do like all the business stuff of it, like all the social media marketing, because this stuff is exhausting. So that's where, well, not so much, that's not where I feel that I failed in my business, because if you go to my TikTok and even like my Instagram, even though I don't post on it as much, I've been pretty consistently posting, you know, like every week. So I don't think that social media is really, I mean, yeah, social media is failing me because I haven't gone viral. I did go viral with one video on TikTok, but I went viral in Africa, and I don't ship to Africa. So it's too much that goes into that. So that wasn't like really too helpful. But I want to start focusing on local growth, because I think that's where my business is lacking. I don't have any wholesale clients. I created like this really nice package that I was going to give to boutiques. And I gave it to maybe like 3 boutiques when I first started, and neither one of them followed up with me. One of them told me she was in the process of moving her boutique, and once she moved, she would give me a call so that we could set something up. But then I moved, and she was already like an hour and a half away from where I was living, and then I moved somewhere else that's now like 4 hours away from her. So I just kind of let that go when she didn't follow up with me. But that was it. I only gave it to like those, I think it was 3 boutiques that I gave my package to, and I gave them a sample soap bar in it too. And, you know, I didn't hear anything, and I just kind of gave up, which it's not good, because 3 no's, maybe the 4th one would have been a yes. So that's what I mean when I say I'm going to take it more seriously this year. I'm not going to just make my beautiful packet and then give it out to a couple people and think that that's supposed to be a game changer when it's not. I'm going to actually give it out to more boutiques. I'm going to focus on local markets, because when I first started the markets, I had a few local markets, but I was going to what I call big cities. So I would go to like Tampa and go to Orlando to do markets. And that was just kind of difficult because the competition is already kind of steep there. And then I think with the demographics, they're not used to seeing a soap maker that looks like me. So I think that at least with Tampa, not so much with Orlando, but with Tampa, I know for a fact that has played a role in not getting me sales. I had a vending event in Tampa about a month ago, and there was technically there was 4 soapers there. It was a big event though. It was like 100 vendors. There was 4 soapers there. So they put 3 of us on like the same row. So it was me, then diagonal to me was another soaper, and then maybe 4 or 5 spots down was another soaper. So the soaper that was 4 or 5 spots down, she made cold processed soap. I make cold processed soap. The guy that was right across from me made melt and pour soap. Traditionally, when I see soapers, to be honest, they are always either an older white woman or a younger white woman. That's just the way it goes. And I just, that's the reality of it. So this is a older white guy that was selling soap, and he had his mother there too, but she makes like handmade purses. And let me tell you, her purses is thebomb.com. She makes some really nice like purses. So they kind of work together in their business, but he's the soaper. She makes the purses. So I had all my soap bars set up, and if I remember, because I'm not going to be doing too much editing, I'll insert a picture somewhere of my setup, and you could smell my soap bars because they smell amazing. So this couple walked by, and it happened twice. That's why I know that what I'm about to say is true. They walked by, and the husband's like, "Ooh, what's that smell? It smells so good. Is that your soap?" So I'm like, "Yeah, it is. I always tell them the smells are free. You can come smell them for free." So he comes over. His wife is kind of like pulling at him, not really to come, but he's like, "I want to smell this stuff." So he picks up the bar, and he's like, "Oh, that smells so good. My wife loves handmade soap. This is great." So she walks away. So I'm just like chatting with him, and he's like looking around like, where did she go? So then he sees that she went over to the other soap company that's right diagonal to me, which, is fine, but you can't smell their soap bars. You can't, because, they're all on they're melt and pour soap bars. So they already look different. They were just the regular like rectangle soap bars. They weren't like the different soap tops like mine were. So he had the rectangles, like the 4-ounce cavity rectangles. He had them all cling wrap. And then he had, which I thought was really unique, he has like a little like lip balm container that he puts a little bit of soap in there and, lets it solidify, and then he opens that so you can smell the soap bar, because you can't smell it through the cling wrap or shrink wrap that he has. So that's the way his setup was. She went over there and bought like maybe 6 or 7 soap bars. And her husband was looking at her like, what? Because the prices were the same. My soap bars were $8. His soap bars were $8. His were smaller than mine. Because even like my frosted top bars, which are about closer to 6 ounces, those were $8 too. And she still went over there and bought those soap bars that she could not smell. And I spoke with one of my friends about it, and she said, well, it's probably because she can identify with him a little bit more because they're both the same race. I've been like a purchaser of handmade soap for years before I bought it, and I didn't care what your race was. If your soap bar smelled good, it was made with good ingredients, I wanted it. I wasn't too concerned about who was selling it. But for some people, that's a big deal. So that happened, and I'm like, wow. So then another couple comes by, maybe like an hour later, And the wife is like, oh, those are some pretty soap bars. And the husband's like, yeah, I know you love handmade soap bars. Let's not go crazy, you know, doing whatever. Like, you know, the little chit chat, you know, let's not go crazy over here with all these soap bars. So let's just get a few. So she doesn't even walk over to get a few. She sees the other soaper and she goes over there. So she acknowledges mine. And then she walks over there and buys the soap bars from that guy. And so then I asked the husband, because he was just kind of hanging around, because he's probably a little lost too. And so I said to him, you know, I'm doing like a survey, which I had said this to other people too. And I told him, I said, I noticed that I've had quite a bit of traffic that comes. They smell the soap bars, they come, they look at it, but they're not purchasing. Can you, and I said, this isn't in any way to get you to purchase. I just want to know, why are you not purchasing? And he said, at first he's like, well, because my wife really likes patchouli. So, you know, it has to be patchouli. And I said, okay, we have a patchouli bar here. We actually had 2 patchouli bars. And he's like, oh, these are nice. This smells good. And then he's like, well, you know, size matters. I said, I know. And your wife's over there looking at a smaller soap bar than mine. You know, mine are close. Mine are like 4.5 ounces. The one that he was looking at. And he said, well, I mean, yeah, you know, then I'll get it. Yeah. So then after his wife has purchased soap over there, he tells her, oh, he waves her to come back over. And he's like, look, they have patchouli. And she's like, yeah. And so he's like, well, I mean, you love patchouli. You want me to get it for you? And she says, no, it's okay. I'm okay. And he's like, I'll buy it for you. Do you want the patchouli? You want to smell it? It smells just like the patchouli that you like. And she just looks at me and she says, no, I'm fine. I'm okay. And they just walk away. Just walked away. So for it to happen 2 times in one day, and in the location, just because Tampa may be diverse, but it ain't really diverse, y'all. I live in Florida. I know the truth. So those 2 instances was like, it was kind of eye-opening, because I had always thought that, but to see it like play out was crazy. So that's why I want to focus more on the local. I'm not in Tampa anymore. I'm in a more diverse area on the East Coast of Florida. I think the East Coast is a little more diverse than the West Coast. And I'm like an hour and 15 minutes from Orlando. So I just want to focus on the locals now to kind of get my name out there in the business and see if I can get into some boutique shops. I know there are at least 2 other soapers here that are in boutique shops. So one of them is in like the Palm Bay area, and there's one that is here. So I want to kind of expand my business locally before trying to do like a global takeover, because social media is so finicky and like your chances of going viral are pretty slim. So my goal is to focus on the locals for now, and then kind of branch out to more of like the, I guess, global viral videos. Maybe I'll look into some techniques for that. Maybe not. I don't know. I got a lot going on, so probably not anytime soon. But that's the goal. So what I'm going to do is take you guys along on the journey of like focusing on the locals. And that's going to make like posting here easier, because it's not as much editing. And then I still get to be like genuine and honest with you about what's going on, because sales have been very, very, very low. I started the Soap of the Month Club, which I think is so cool. And my only subscriber is my sister. And she's been loyal for like 4 months. I appreciate you, sister. I did have another person. I had 2 other people who had subscribed. I think after like 2 months, they stopped. So I've been trying to get that off and like up and running. So at least I have like consistent sales coming in. And the Soap of the Month Club is unique. So it's that one soap bar that will not be sold on my website. And what I do is when I don't sell out on them, because obviously I don't have enough subscribers for it, I sell them at market. So people locally will get them, but online you won't be able to get them. And I think that makes it more rewarding to sign up for it. Plus, if you do the math, the Soap of the Month Club is better than actually buying like a soap bar and paying shipping, because I think when you buy a soap bar and you pay shipping, you pay around $14, $15 a bar. Whereas at the Soap of the Month Club, you just pay $12 because that includes shipping. And then I also give you the soap recipe so you can make the soap at home. So it's a great deal. Check it out, guys. But yeah, so I'll go into more. If you guys would like, I'll do a more detailed video with numbers as far as my business goes. But like the sad truth is, it's just not as successful as you would think, and you really have to put in a lot of groundwork to get that success up and running. And I think the first step to doing that is to focus on local places. So that's what I'll be doing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Black Hands are out. Bye bye, guys.